All right, let's try this again. Welcome to another episode of the Roughly Related to Reselling podcast. My name is Perry Phillips. I go by Pothead Picker on Instagram. I actually tried to do this a couple days ago, but I got like 4 minutes in before I had to shut it off and call it. We've been getting over the flu, so I feel like every fucking episode is just me talking about us being sick. But that's just kind of what's been going on. So, yeah, I got like 4 minutes into an episode. I started on Friday. It's now Monday. Didn't get very far before one of my kids like woke up sick again. So, it's been terrible. I've had like tightness in my chest. I'm finally like getting better. I mean, my daughter got it first, my oldest, and then I got it, and then my wife and youngest got it at the same time. So my wife went to work one day, and then the next day she went in and she left like after a couple hours because she's starting to feel like we all had felt. So yeah, it's been like tightness in my chest. And then that was the other thing. I smoked before the last attempt at doing this podcast, smoked some weed, as I often do. And yeah, I've been like having to take like baby hits, not smoke at all. A lot of people are probably like, oh, yeah, just don't smoke. Yeah, I didn't. I fucking took a little break. I did do some edibles. So, but yeah, like taking a tiny hit and just, it sucks. It sucks. I just want it to be done. I want my chest back, my lungs back. Like going up the stairs, get fucking exhausted. I don't know, but I'm almost positive it was the flu because it was like going around my daughter's school when we called and told them that she wasn't going to be going to school that week. They were like, oh, there's been a few kids out with the flu. I didn't even test for COVID because what the fuck's the point? You know what I mean? It's like you're sick. You're not going out and doing anything anyway. Just fucking waste money on those stupid ass COVID tests. You're sick, you're sick. Like, what the fuck does it matter if it's COVID or not? It's so fucking ridiculous that we're at this point and people just still. You go to the store and they're like fucking $13 to $15. I forget how much they are. They used to be more expensive, but I think finally people stopped buying that shit. It's so fucking crazy. So, but yeah, this flu is no joke. Fucking diarrhea, chest tightness, coughing, fucking mucus. So I just rested. It was funny because my wife gave me shit and she was like, I don't want her to hear this. I'm trying to talk quietly. But she was like, oh, I'm sick of the man flu. I'm like, and this was on like day 5. And mind you, the first 2 days that I was sick, I was like watching the kids because she was at work. So I was home with the kids when I was at my sickest. Fucking fevers every day. Chills. Like, it sucked. And she's like, oh, the man flu. Boop, 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 boop. And boy, she regrets saying that, huh? Yep, she got sick too. Just as bad. So that was pretty funny. I did enjoy rubbing that in her face for the first few days. It's like, oh, you should be good. You don't need me to do anything, right? It's just the man flu, so it shouldn't affect you. But yeah, it got old for her quick. For me, I could still make that joke. But yeah, so now, done with the flu. Actually, the day that I was like getting sick before, like I realized that, I was sick, I went to an estate sale. It was like a company run estate sale. It was at a hoarder house, another hoarder house. So I had seen like pictures and stuff, so I kind of knew what I wanted. There's one thing that I really wanted, and of course that was gone when I walked in. I was like the 8th person or something in, and this thing was gone pretty quickly. I got everything else I wanted except for that first thing. And so then what else did I get? This house was like, it was huge. It was like in a nicer neighborhood, but it was just filled. It wasn't like one of those houses where like you go in and stuff is like, gross. Like I just went to a hoarder house yesterday. I'll talk about that in a minute. And this hoarder house was like, stuff still brand new with the tags on it, like that type of stuff. And anytime you go to those type of houses too, they always have like a crazy amount of like cheap. It must be like stuff that you buy on like infomercials or something, but it's always like cheap stuff, but brand new condition. They'll have like tons of it. And so yeah, I got some cool vintage stuff from like back in the day, still in the package. But yeah, it was just, and then the lady, so like this lady was checking people out, and instead of just being like, okay, like in the ad it was like, oh, everything must go like by X amount of days, whatever, and like, make a pile, and whatever, all that stuff. So when people are checking out, this lady is individually counting everything. Like this dude had bought a bunch of Beanie Babies, which why you're buying fucking Beanie Babies is beyond me, but this guy thought that it was worth his time. So he got like 80 Beanie Babies. And the only reason I know that he got 80 Beanie Babies was because she counted them. So like on top of all the other stuff he had, she counted 80 Beanie Babies out one at a time, instead of just being like, okay, like here's the price for this bundle of shit. She individually counted each one. Fucking took forever. And that's what she was doing with everybody's stuff. It's like, didn't you like want people to make piles? Like you need this house cleaned out. So, she made some money on some people, but still, like, man, you can't. It just takes too much time, especially when you need that house cleaned out. You gotta just do bundle deals. But anyway, so yeah, that was cool. Got some decent stuff there, and then came back, and I ended up going to the thrift store and got a couple things there too. So it was a decent day that day. And then that weekend I was like sick. It hit me like that night. So I didn't do much, rested as much as I could while watching the kids. And then I went and watched, just because I woke up early and I was just like, I didn't feel like doing shit. And I was laying down. I never watch TV during the day. But I was like, I'm going to put on Avengers Infinity War. So I put that on at like 8:30 in the morning. And my daughter like sat down and started watching it with me because she watches Spidey and His Amazing Friends, which is like the Disney version of Spider-Man for like kids. So she loves that show, and that has like all the characters and stuff. They actually do a pretty good job like staying true to like what the characters but like powers and shit are in the comics. I mean, obviously it's like the stakes are very low because it's a kids show. You know what I mean? It's just like Doc Ock who's running around and stopping people from having fun. Oh no. You know what I mean? There's like no real stakes. Like nothing's gonna happen to them. It's so, but she likes it. It's entertaining and it's like a nice entryway into Marvel. So yeah, I started watching Infinity War. Got to the end of Infinity War. I was like, I gotta start the next one. So I started Endgame, and man, those movies are really good. And I forgot how like, because like Marvel's been meh since those movies, but those movies were really fucking good. and just, yeah, I wish they would just get back to doing stuff like that. We don't need a million shows. I thought I wanted a million shows. Oh, it's like hailing outside. I don't know why I just got so hailing. But yeah, I thought I did want like a lot of shows, Marvel shows and stuff, but I don't know. I think it's just too much. But who knows? Because I'll watch like I just watched Invincible, that show. I had seen season 1 when it came out, and then just now finished season 2, or season 2 part 1. That's a good fucking show. So I mean, I guess it depends on how you do it. The Boys was good. Gen V was good. So maybe it's just Marvel fucking sucking dick. I still haven't watched Echo. I still have interest in it. No interest in Echo. Like, oh, there's a scene with Daredevil. Ooh. Still no interest. I'll probably watch it eventually, though. I do want to watch, I know a lot of people was shitting on the Marvels, but I do kind of want to watch the Marvels movie. I heard that's fun. I'm not looking forward to change my life. And I honestly don't hate Brie Larson the way most of the internet does. I think she's pretty hot. But, yeah. I'll still watch that movie. I'll check it out. So then, yeah, so I was sick last week. Didn't really get to do much sourcing. I did, once I started feeling a little bit better, I started going in and like going back through all the stuff that I was like needing to get done. And was able to get some stuff listed. I still was selling a bunch while I was sick, which was nice. It just kind of slowed down a little bit this last week, but I have a bunch of stuff that I need to get listed anyway, and that'll probably help. Yeah, Super Bowl is coming up soon. It's Chiefs, 49ers. Not super excited about it. I really don't want to have to, like, I'm not like a Taylor Swift fan or hater, or like if you like play me her music, I'm like, yeah, this shit's pretty good. I'm into it. I'll sing along to the ones I know. But I just know that it's just going to be like, it's just not going to be a fun Super Bowl. They're going to be bringing her up every 2 seconds. It's going to be like 90% sponsored by Pfizer. Travis Kelce telling you to get your stupid fucking COVID shot. And it's just going to be hard to watch, I'm sure. So I do want the 49ers to win. I don't know why I'm not sold on Brock Purdy. I should be. But I just am not like, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he'll prove himself in the Super Bowl. He'll lose like all of his high-powered weapons and have to win a game without Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, and George Kittle. 3 of the best at their positions in the game. I guess I'm just mad because the Patriots don't spend money like that. And we draft people like Mac Jones, McCorkle Jones. So, just bitter. I still am happy that the Patriots suck, though. We need it. I need it. So, yeah. All last week. Finally got better. And then this past weekend, there was a sale that popped up. So on Saturday, I probably could have gone Saturday. I just didn't really feel like it. My wife wasn't feeling great still. Kids were being fucking ridiculous. So I skipped day 1. And then I saw the ad again. I was like, I'll just go day 2. There's not going to be a ton of people digging around. And when I went the second day, I was like, oh my God, there's so much shit here still. So I got like some vintage clothes. I got like a vintage Looney Tunes. I don't even know what it is. My wife thinks it's a nightgown. I don't know. It's like an extra long shirt with like flannel sleeves, like plaid flannel sleeves, and a plaid hood. And then it's like red. And it's got the Looney Tunes on the front. but I have no idea how you're supposed to wear it. It's like Seabell Sportswear is the name, and I couldn't find any other shirt that looked like that was that long. So maybe it is a nightgown, or maybe it's like a fun Looney Tunes dress, but who knows? I have no idea. Hold on. Sorry, I'm still like coughing shit up. So yeah, I went to this house, got that, and this house was like, there was like a garage, and then the main house, and oh man, I don't know how people let their houses get like this. So the garage was just like a layer of stuff that you're just stepping on. So like you've just got to be careful. There's like broken glass and just shit everywhere. And I started digging through that. I could have, like, there was a bunch of eight tracks, and like classic rock, and I probably could have like made a bundle deal on all of them, but one, I didn't bring a ton of cash because I didn't feel like it. I didn't really feel like going. I didn't feel like doing all the extra stuff, and so I didn't really feel like making a deal on all the stuff. I probably could have got everything for like $10, but it just, there was like 8 tracks in there. There was some in the basement, and it was just, I didn't know the condition. I would have to look at the condition on all of them. So it was just, I just passed on that. So I just got like, a vintage Looney Tune shirt, and then a vintage Disney shirt, which was actually pretty cool looking. A couple other things that I found, like a 1987 or 1989, the Judds tour, like a handkerchief. A couple other things too, but it ended up being pretty cheap for everything. So I've already listed or taken pictures of most of the stuff that I got. But it was, that house was, man, it was filled. And then you went upstairs, and they had like those little nooks with like, that kind of run along the side of the house. Those were filled. There was one with like Halloween stuff. So there was a lot of stuff. If I had more time and just more motivation, I could have pulled a ton of stuff out of there. I just really didn't feel like it. I was like, I don't feel like digging all this shit out. I'm just ready for yard sale season. I know I say this every week. It's estate sales are cool, but like the estate sale I went to, I paid like $140 something, and I've already made a big chunk of it back. But still, it's like, it's a lot of fucking money for a few things. When like at a yard sale, you could spend like $40 and just get like fucking so much shit at the right one. So we'll see. I'm hoping that yard sale season starts soon. I'm getting ready to, I'm going to have a yard sale too. Probably March, I'm thinking. I don't think February. February might be too early, but maybe March. And then, just do what I always do. I try to load up my competition with a bunch of bullshit, and just, not bullshit, but just stuff that took up my time. Just take up their time. So, get them their fix early, and then kind of lets me figure out who's doing what, and makes it easier to keep tabs on competition, I guess. So anyway, but yeah, that's that, and just looking for like a storage unit to buy. I want to. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to you a little bit because I thought this was funny while I was still on the flu. But like the amount of like precautions that my mom takes for COVID versus like what she took for like the flu it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like, because now she's got the flu, and I feel like the flu, I've had both, and the flu is definitely worse than at least this strain of COVID. But like, if we were like, oh, if somebody has COVID at the house, she like wouldn't come over. It's like we're all hacking up a lung and we have the flu, guaranteed have the flu, and we're all catching it. She's like, oh, I'll come over. It's like, what the fuck? It's so fucking crazy. So I just thought that was funny. And the other thing too is I've been using coconut oil. I know this is not related to much anything, but like on my nose, because my nose would get raw and my lips would get like dry. I use coconut oil on that shit, and it's like, man, that thing fucking works. And what I do is I swish it in my mouth. I saw it online like a while back. I don't even remember. But it's like, it says that you should swish it in your mouth. Like when you wake up before you brush your teeth or anything, you just like swish coconut oil for 20 minutes and you spit it out. It's supposed to like get rid of toxins or something. I don't remember. But like if I have canker sores, because I get canker sores from time to time, I think it's from smoking weed. But like the fucking coconut oil is like gone in like a day. It's crazy. So that's my little tip for you if you get canker sores. It's coconut oil, man. Sorry. Let me take a sip of water here. So yeah, I've got started organizing my space, my workspace. Fuck, taxes are coming up. I'm not great with my tax stuff. I do everything from the account, so it's like a little bit easier. But I'm just really bad at remembering to write down, like especially when I go to yard sales, to like remember how much I spent on what. So I just go based on what I took out of my account, just because typically once I take money out of my account, it's used for inventory. Like it's the only thing I'm taking cash out for. So it's a little bit easier, but I just have to go back and make sure that I got everything right. Kind of reorganize. I use my reseller Genie. It's not a sponsor or anything like that, but they've been really good for me, just because it's like, reselling based. Plus they've sent me like, I won a prize one time from them. Won like $300 gift card to Best Buy. I was supposed to use it on like work stuff, but there was nothing I really needed. And anytime I do work stuff, I can write it off. So I just figured I'd use the gift card for PlayStation 5. So that's what I did. Probably shouldn't have, but yeah, love the PlayStation 5. It's fun. Let me pull up my thing here because I'm just drawing a blank. Yeah, I didn't really write down too many topics just because it wasn't really me. One thing I was talking about the other day, though, my wife was like trying to do something from work, and her human resources was supposed to be helping her, and they were so useless. And then that got me thinking like about human resources. I feel like I've always just been getting into it with you. Like there was a human resources person that I worked at this resort in Washington, and like this lady hated me. But I don't remember. I think it was just because I would like call her out on her job. So there was like people there that just made my life difficult, and then they would get away with like a lot of bullshit that like HR was supposed to handle, like sexual harassment type shit. So it was like I would basically make complaints about that stuff just to try to get something done about this like other coworker who just would be like this is just one situation I'm giving. You know what I mean? Like if you were somebody who's just made my job difficult, were terrible at your job, and there's no way to get rid of you other than like, hey, you've been sexually harassing people like pretty blatantly, and then they just don't do anything. They're just like, but they bring it up to the person, so then you're like, fuck, well now this person knows that like I have issues, and even though my issue isn't actually that issue, which I mean, yeah, most of the time it's gross and skeevy and whatever, but it's like I just want you gone because you fucking suck at your job, and I have to do 3 times the amount of work. And so this was what I thought would be the easy out, and it's just never. It's like HR. It's like they're always quick to fuck you over, but then somebody else is doing something that they shouldn't be doing, and you're like, hey, let me point this out to you. And so that's just always been my experience, is that HR is just completely fucking useless. I'm glad I don't have an HR department for my business, because I'd be in trouble with them all the time. I don't know. So it's been like not really snowing here. It's just been like sleet and rain. So it just gets cold, and it's like I moved from Washington State to Washington State. It's fucking terrible. There's no snow anymore. Like 2 years ago there was snow, like a good amount. We just got the update on our phone, or the memory, or whatever. And like since we've been here, it's just been cold and wet and rainy. It's just like never. Yeah. So I don't necessarily, I'm not like being like, oh, it's global warming. I don't know what it is. Probably is global warming though. There's nothing I can do about global warming. You can tell me that, it's you. You can do this and do that and cut your carbon emissions. It has nothing to do with me or you. It's these fucking corporate companies. Just fucking, it's those guys, not me. I can try to help. I recycle and do my fucking part, but it's like, come on. Do you really think I'm doing that much? Each person? I'm sure each person together, but it's like, dude, our fucking military industrial complex is going to be way more of a fucking pollutant than anything. Plus, like, the corporations just probably dumping shit in the ocean. You know, get your tinfoil hats on, people. That's what we're doing today. I'm literally just sitting here staring outside, looking at the weather, and that's what my brain just came up with. This coffee's probably cold. Speaking of global warming, I need something to globally warm my fucking coffee right now. It goes from like lukewarm to just fucking disgusting. Ugh. Like I like iced coffee, and I like hot coffee, but don't give me some below room temperature coffee. It's fucking gross. Ugh. Just like sits on your mouth. But yeah. This might be a shorter episode this week, just because I had to kind of get in where I fit in. I was trying to get my wife to do one with me, but she didn't really. She was just kind of like, what is it about? I don't know. It's called Roughly Relating Reselling. Sometimes I talk about reselling, sometimes I talk about other stuff. And she just, it's like, didn't really seem like it. If we were drinking, then she'd be down. We haven't really had a time. We haven't drank in a few weeks, just because, one, we're not like huge drinkers anymore. Especially with kids, you can't like drink and then get up in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, let's get fucked up at night, and then the next morning you got to get up with your kids. It's the worst, absolute worst. So not huge on drinking, but I'm sure if we were drinking, she would be like, "Yeah, I'll do a podcast." So I have to drug her. Maybe she'll be on it. Who knows? I was just like, had to look and make sure I hit record. Ah, that would have sucked. I'm looking forward to, so the townwide, they're doing a townwide yard sale like in May, I think they said. And I still have to decide, man. I feel like I'd be missing out if I don't go to the houses, but I also feel like I'm missing out by not having a sale that day. Like doing a yard sale the day of, because I've gone out for our townwide sales and they're so shitty. Just not good. But there is an opportunity to like make some money. So I think I might just do a big yard sale the day of the townwide, and then potentially have my wife watch it and just go out. Who knows? We'll see. If there's different, because every year it's like, well, they've only done it like the last year and a half or something like that. Um, but it's like the last few times that they've done it, it's been the same fucking houses. It's like, oh, you just did this. You know what I mean? It's like people just trying to pre-professional yard sales. And then they have like the worst shit. So we'll see. I might just have to skip that. It's hard because you feel like you get FOMO. You're like, fuck, I want to go to all these sales, but sometimes it's not really worth it. Sometimes it is, I'm sure. And I also feel like when you put town wide, because like I'm pretty sure that's what Gary Vee tells kids to fucking go Google. Like he says to Google like town wide yard sale in whatever city or state, and I'll bring up the town that's doing the town wide. So you get a lot of people who like normally wouldn't come to the yard sale to come to this town wide sale, and it's just not fun. I mean, I don't mind competition. I don't like it. But, I mean, what are you going to do? There's always going to be competition. It sucks because, like, as a reseller, you just have to get more obnoxious. You know what I mean? It's like, if you got competition sniffing around, it's like you just have to go be earlier. You have to be more, like, fucking aggressive. I try not to be, though. But you kind of have to. I mean, early, I don't give a fuck. I'll go early whenever. And I'm very polite when I go early. I hate when people come early like, oh, I thought it was like this time. It's like, just be honest. Be like, hey, am I too early? That's all I ever say. It's like, am I too early? I'm like, you know what I mean? As long as you walk up polite, like, hey. So, but that's the thing that always gets me too, is when people put no early birds in their sale. It's like, in their ad. It's like, you could drive by. Like, if I was just driving by and I saw your sign and I saw that you were having a yard sale, you would tell me to come back. It's like, just fucking let me look at what you have. So that's why I don't even give a shit. I just go right there. Like, hey, what are you doing? Yeah, Valentine's Day is coming up. Is that a big reseller holiday? I don't think so. I don't think people buy shit from eBay for significant others. Maybe some vintage Valentine's Day stuff, but I don't think that's like a big boost. Something that'll boost your store is Valentine's Day stuff. Valentine's Day is like my least favorite. Might be one of my least favorite holidays. It's so stupid. And I used to work like Chili's. Working Chili's on Valentine's Day was, oh my god, because it would be busy every time, and they would have these fucking like 2 for $35. Like that was what initially, like when I first started working, the tips were so bomb at Chili's, and then they were like, we're gonna do these on, like you can get an appetizer, 2 meals, and dessert for like $35. And so once they started that, it was like, okay, great. Like, this sucks. Because people would tip off the amount of what you're paying rather than, like, what all the food is actually worth. Because it's like, if you go to a restaurant, you get an appetizer, 2 meals, and a dessert. Typically, your check is going to be like, you know, depending on where you're going, $70 to $100. So you're getting, like, you know, double-digit money. But like what would happen was people would get the bill for $35, and half the time they just leave a 5, or they would leave, like, if they're doing 20%, that's like $9 or something like that, $8 or $9. I don't know, I suck at math, but anyway, yeah, tipping based on like the cost of the bill, which is like, technically they're not wrong. It's like, if you're gonna switch that stuff, you gotta switch your tip policy and like put the tip included. But they didn't do that, and so like, yeah. So then Valentine's Day was like the worst, because they would have like these meals that people could get, and then they would just come in and fucking share these 2 for $35s. Like, oh, we got a coupon. And yeah, it was just the worst type of kid, like college kids. Just the worst. But I've worked other places too, and Valentine's Day was really shitty too. Like, I worked one place, they would always get these shitty lobster tails. So people would be like, oh, we're getting filet and lobster tail. And it was like these just way overpriced. We would pay like $40 to $50 per dish. That was when I worked at like this place. It was called French Connection Cafe. It was like formerly La Frite in Woodland Hills, California. And like La Frite was like, I think they were on Kitchen Nightmares or something. Maybe the other location. There's 2 locations. And these Persian dudes took it over. And man, they fucking drove that place into the ground. It was like so bad that we thought that it was like a front for like the Persian mob. But like they basically came in and they were like, oh, we're going to keep it French. But they changed the name to French Connection Cafe, which was like such a stupid ass name. And like got all this ugly lettering outside. And then like this dude, he was like this Persian dude, and he would sit at the bar. And he was so fucking lazy. Like you'd have to like basically beg him to help you with anything. But his friends would come in. His friends were like 1 or 2 of them were cool. But they would just sit there and fucking like most of them spoke Farsi, with the occasion of like 1 or 2 of them. And they would just like sit there and watch fucking soccer. And like you just have half your bar top would be filled with the boss's friends. And then he would ask you to like take his friends when they would come in. And I stopped doing it. I was like, I would just let them sit there. They would sit there for fucking ever. And he'd have to come in and take care of his own friends. So then he'd look like a little bitch waiting on his friends. Because like nobody wanted to deal with his friends. But yeah, it was really bad. So then they ended up like, there was rumors that they were going to change the style of restaurant. And one of the things they did, they were going to, like, the busiest time was Christmas. And so they ripped up the floor. So like the floor, like they had this like old carpet, like the whole place felt like an old, bar, whatever, like restaurant. And they like ripped up the carpet. And it was we just had no carpet before Christmas, which is like the busiest time. So it was like this tripping hazard. So all these old rich white ladies like who just drink all day would come in and just complain about how the floor looked and how they're running this place into the ground, which they were. And then I remember it was fucking hot. It was so hot because it was the hottest part of the valley in California, San Fernando Valley, which is known for being hot. And we didn't have AC. The AC wasn't working. And so after like just weeks of us suffering in this fucking place, they're like, all right, we got the AC fixed. And fucking like 2 days later, after they got the AC fixed, the AC wasn't working. They were like, oh, somebody went up on the roof and stole the copper out of it. So somehow somebody broke the lock and went up on the roof. Like, okay. So it was pretty clear that they like, did that shit for like either insurance fraud or what. But like, man, so then the final straw for me was like there was rumors that they were going to change the restaurant from like what it was into like falafel. So like, you just kind of walk up, order your shit, and you go. And so they did. They were like, oh, they just did it overnight one day. Like I was scheduled to work the next day. And so that day I got a text from one of the other bartenders. Like, yo, they like changed the concept of the restaurant overnight. Like they didn't even tell anybody. So I went in to check it out just to see what it was like. And it was just a hot shit show. It was like, like nobody knew what was going on. You could tell you weren't going to be making any money anymore. So it was like all your money came from like these fucking rich white people that just would come in and get this bullshit French food. They had bottomless mimosas on brunch on Sundays, and that's what people went in for. They got rid of all that shit. And yeah, I remember my boss or the owner was like asking me what I thought of it, and I was like, I think I'm done working here. That's what I thought. That was my response. And he was like, "Oh, well, why don't you just stay the weekend?" I was like, "No, I'm done. I won't be coming back." It's like I was hired to work at the other restaurant. This is not that restaurant, and so I didn't work a day in the new restaurant. That was it. And then when I left, because the manager was like, I guess they had like they only made like lasted a few more weeks before they were closing everything down. So I went in to say, peace out to some of my friends and see if anybody needed help getting a job, like some of the cooks that I was cool with. Because I knew different restaurant places, like different places that always needed cooks. I just went in to make sure they were good. Because fucking, yeah, they just kind of fucked these people over. And so the owner had to drive one of the regulars home, so he just like left. And he left the liquor cabinet open, like the whole liquor storage area. So I just went in and grabbed a couple bottles and took off. And that was that. So, yeah, that was, I don't know how I started talking about that, but that was quite the experience. But yeah, I never worked at a restaurant where they changed the concept overnight, didn't tell anybody, no training, no like, it's just like, this is what we are now. They hired like a bunch of Persian people. It was just, yeah, Iranian, whatever. I don't know what the fuck they want to be called. But yeah, it was interesting, very interesting. Damn, that's only 40 minutes. Yeah, get the tax stuff coming up. That's always fun. Yeah, I got fucked on my taxes too because of that job. I forget what they did, but they did some fucking bullshit where I ended up getting fucked over on my taxes. So, yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, I've got this package that I don't know what I'm gonna do because I keep going back and forth with this person. I'm like tired of spending my energy on it. So they had bought something from me. It got returned to me because their address was insufficient. So they had reached out, told me this. So I was like, all right, you just have to buy another label and this, that, and the other. So I told them how to do it. They gave me an address that was like one letter off from what the original address that didn't work. So I like confirmed with them. I'm like, hey, this is the address you gave me. This is not verifying. So like I can use this address, but I don't know if you're gonna have any issues. And then sure enough, it got returned to me again. And so now that was a few days ago. They haven't reached out to me. So I'm just waiting for them to reach out because I'm not like, at this point, I don't even want to send it to them again. They've already paid for it. They paid for shipping twice. And it's been sent back to me twice. And so, like, I just don't know what, like, do I cancel and refund it? I'm not going to cancel and refund them at this point. It's been so long. But it's just like, the fuck? I don't understand how people have such difficulty ordering shit online, putting your address. It's like, I've never had an issue with fucking getting the right shit sent to the right place. Never. So now I have to like sit here and wait and see if they're gonna message, but like they were outside of their return time even. And again, I wouldn't return, like, you fucked up your address twice. I've reached out to confirm. You haven't said anything. So at this point I'm just gonna wait and wait and wait, and then I'll just list it again. I've already made a draft with the same thing. It's already in a box. Just list it and hopefully it sells right away and sell it twice. What are you gonna do? People are fucking retarded when it comes to ordering shit online. I don't have time to fucking cater to their shit. Especially if I've already like gone out of my way to go to the fucking post office a second time for you. Like, fucking idiot. So yeah. Man, those hoarder houses, man. Anytime I go in those things, they just you always want to go into a hoarder house and go pick, like, ideally I would like to go on a private pick in a hoarder house. You know what I mean? Just like take your time, go through every nook and cranny. I've thought about doing clean outs, but it just doesn't I need to get a truck. Cleanouts would be fun to a certain point, but it's like it gets kind of gross. You know what I mean? Like once you start getting through the layers of stuff, it's just, especially certain places. 'Cause there's hoarders that I've seen that are clean, and then there's hoarders that you're just like this last one, it was not. You know what I mean? You got to be like cautious about what you're buying and bringing back to the house, just because you're like not sure what's gonna have what, and it's nasty. Some people are really fucking gross. Yeah. But yeah, it was funny, man. Like, some of the shit you see when you're going through those houses. It's like, how, I don't know. And then you're trying to figure out what the living situation was. It's like, where were you even living? Like, this house I went in, and there's like fucking cat shit. Like, they like litter boxes out. There was a cat still running around at least. But it's like, come on, man. You're having a fucking estate sale. You got fucking cat shit here. I'm not trying to get toxoplasmosis, whatever the fuck it's called. There's no reason I don't have cats. Fuck. Ugh. We had cats growing up. They're disgusting, dude. It's disgusting. Fucking gross. Dogs are so much better than cats. Ugh. They just like rub their shit fucking all over you. Fucking they go into the fucking cat box. And they are walking, fucking trailing their shit around the house. Ugh, they're just disgusting. If you like cats, I don't know what to tell you. You're fucking gross too. If you share a space with something that just shits openly, and you're breathing in their shit and piss, you're fucking gross too. I'm sorry. My mom has cats. She's fucking gross. Okay? It's fucking gross. So yeah, Super Bowl, I don't know. I want the 49ers to win, I think. I think that's what I want. I don't care either way. And honestly, I think Patrick Mahomes is good. I've been a Patrick Mahomes fan for a while. You know what I mean? But like, I feel like the guy just can't catch a break. Like, it was like his rookie year, he was playing like behind Alex Smith. And I think his second year was the year he finally, I don't know if he won a Super Bowl or what, but that was like the year he was like by himself. And then the next year was like his dopey fucking brother was around fucking shit up. And his stupid annoying wife was like, every 2 seconds would be, you know, in everybody's faces. She's like, oh man, like this dude got, back, got his brother in check, got his wife in check, and then all of a sudden Travis Kelce brings fucking Taylor Swift around, and now it's like that's what everybody's fucking talking about. So I feel bad for Patrick Mahomes because I think he just wants to play football. I think everybody around him is just kind of fucking annoying. So, and this is from somebody who doesn't know him at all. It's just based on what I've seen from football. You know what I mean? I mean, how could you not be annoyed when everyone wants to talk about is Taylor Swift being at your games? It's like this dude's chasing Tom Brady records at like an alarming rate as a Tom Brady fan, and that's what they want to talk about is whether Taylor Swift saw Travis Kelce's big catch or not. So, anyway, let's go 49ers. I was born in San Francisco, actually, so I should be rooting for the 49ers. But dude, they've just got so much talent on that team. It's fucking like, it's crazy. It's just like not fair how they ended up with George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey. Now they got Purdy, who's actually doing well. So I don't know when I'll give that dude credit for being a good quarterback. We'll see. He's been too inconsistent for me. You know what I mean? Like most wins have seemed like pretty easy, except for like, and watching the football games this weekend, it just was like watching the Lions game. It was like, why the fuck are you running it on, was it third down or something like that? Third and something on the goal line. They tried to run it so they had to burn a timeout. Like, what the fuck kind of coaching is that? So that was hard to watch. The Ravens, it was like the Chiefs barely had the fucking ball. Every time I turn around, the Ravens had the ball, and somehow they couldn't fucking win. Like, I don't get it. So I'm not saying it's scripted, but I don't. I mean, it's hard to like script a game. You run plays like, so I get it. Like that part is kind of game script, but like, it just watching those games. It just felt like it's like, how are the Lions losing this game right now? Like, just didn't make sense. Damn, I did almost an hour. Might as well just do like another 10 minutes. Yeah, what else did we watch while we were sick? We watched Inside Out, which was the Pixar movie. It was pretty sad. It's like a little girl growing up or whatever, and it's like her emotions, and so that was kind of, I was watching that with my daughters, getting all teary-eyed and shit. I feel like we watched another. Oh yeah, The Lion King. My daughter has never seen The Lion King yet, so I was like, I didn't know how she would take the death scene. She wasn't even fazed by it. She just keeps singing, "I just can't wait to be king." She just screams at it like the top of her lungs. I can't wait to be king. It's pretty funny. So she likes like the meerkat. The meerkat. Timon, that's what she calls him, the meerkat. So, and she sings the Circle of Life song. She's messing it up at a young age. I still don't know the actual words. I just, make the sounds. So, but yeah, she liked that. I've seen the remake of The Lion King. That was probably the best of like the live action remake movies. But even still, man, that first Lion King movie was so good. But you kind of forget who was all in it. It was like, I didn't realize Matthew Broderick was like adult Simba. And he just kind of has like a pussy ass voice. Nothing against Matthew Broderick. He's like a theater kid, you know what I mean? You go Mufasa, who's like James Earl Jones, who's fucking Darth Vader. And then you got Ferris Bueller as adult Simba. But I guess he goes from Jonathan Taylor Thomas to Matthew Broderick, so it does kind of make sense. But yeah, it's weird. You hear all these voices, you're like, oh, I fucking didn't remember they were in it. Like, I forgot Whoopi Goldberg was one of the hyenas. And Mr. Bean is fucking Zazu. So I didn't really remember all those people were in it. But yeah, good movie. A lot of death. A lot of like, it's a pretty depressing movie. Didn't actually remember how depressing it was. But, yeah, dude, Scar. Just a fucking bad motherfucker. That's like Jeremy Irons, I think is his name. I almost said Jeremy Lyons. Get it? Scar, Lion. I think it's Jeremy Iron. But it's like Scar. So, that was good, though. It was a good movie. If it was made today, it would be 2 parts, though. I was thinking about that. I was like, if they did this movie today, there's no fucking way they wouldn't do young Simba as one movie and then old Simba as in another. But I don't know if I've actually watched the Lion King remake all the way through, now that I think about it. I saw the Jungle Book. That one wasn't bad. But now I don't think I've actually finished the Lion King. Because I was shocked that they didn't do 2 parts. Like, I feel like now they would definitely, if like the Lion King just came out as a new movie, like not a remake. And they were like, this movie is the blah 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 blah. It would come out and it would be 2 parts. There's no fucking way it wouldn't. Do part 1 is him as a kid, and then part 2 is like him as an adult. Kind of like how they did Dune. Well, it's not like a kid or an adult. I don't know what the second part of Dune is, but I just know they did two movies. So. And they did that with Spider-Verse, too. The new Into the Spider-Verse movie. It was like 2 movies. So that's like the new thing. It's like take 1 movie and break it into 2. Instead of doing like a new one and then a sequel. Does that make sense? I don't know why I'm explaining movies to people like they don't know what the fuck a movie is or how it works. Sequentially or whatever. So I got like a bunch of Polly Pockets a while back, and I just finally went through and got them all. And they were all complete. I was shocked. Anytime somebody says something's complete, it never is. And they were all complete. And I'm just finishing up my Mighty Max collection that I went through. It wasn't my collection. It was the one that I bought. The guy like wouldn't budge on the price, and I kept like, I just would borderline harassed him. I didn't harass him, but like I just would wait a few days and then hit him up like, hey, I'll pay this price. Let me know, blah, 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 blah. And so finally they like hit me up and said they would take it. So I went and picked it up. And I've got like, I think one thing left from that lot. So I made my money back on a couple of the things, and the rest has just been profit, which is nice. But now I finally just got through all the Polly Pockets, so I'm hoping that those will move quick. Because it's just like, they're fucking everywhere. All those little pieces get everywhere. Just fucking find them all over the place. Yeah, Mighty Max was cool. I played with Polly Pockets a little bit just because I had my friend that I grew up with, who's a girl. I'm not going to say her name just because I don't know if she wants her information on it. That wants me talking about the fact that we were playing with fucking toys back in the day. And she would have like all the Polly Pockets, like all the girl stuff. So I would play. So it's funny because like I'll find shit like out looking, and I'll hit her up and be like, hey, did you have this when we were little? You know what I mean? You just see something that's like, I didn't have it, but I know somebody had it, and it's usually her. So I usually hit her up, and she gets all excited because we like, these are the toys we played with when we were kids. So I still get excited about girl toys, even though I mostly play with boy toys. Man, just about an hour. I've got like 3 more minutes. I'm shocked that I just was able to do that. I didn't think I was going to make it. Like a half hour, I was ready to call it quits. I'm still ready to be done being sick. Fuck, man. As you can see, I still have like mucus and shit dripping and draining and going all over the place. My poor kids, man. Kids just don't know, like... And I remember being a kid and like trying to get my mom trying to get me to blow my nose. It was like the hardest thing ever. But man, it's like if you just blow your nose and do whatever, it just makes it so much easier. You feel better. And yeah, they just suffer. It's like my nose is raw and hurts, and I've been blowing my nose and putting coconut oil on it. You know what I mean? We've been putting coconut oil on the kids too, but it's just, you're like, do you want me to put something on to make you feel better? No. It's like, well, why not? You know what I mean? You gotta hold them down and fucking traumatize them because you're like trying to put stuff that's gonna make them feel better while making them feel worse. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun being a parent. So hopefully by the time I podcast again, we'll all be better. And maybe me and my wife can have some drinks and do a podcast. Keep trying to get her on, but she just like... The first podcast I did, she was on it a bunch. But now this one, she just like could care less. So it is what it is. This is like the one that actually is easier to do because it's about a reselling business. Kind of. It's roughly related to it. So anyway. Alright. That's the podcast. Make sure you check me out on Instagram. Pothead Picker. I've been really slacking on putting stuff on there because I haven't really been finding a ton of stuff. Like I just put the stuff I found last time, but it's just I hate having to put that shit up. I might just start doing stories. I need to, but all right. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to rate, review, or subscribe. Tell your friends. Do all that fun stuff. I'm trying to make it like exactly an hour. I'm gonna fucking hit the end button exactly at an hour. I want to try to get more like podcast events. Not podcast events, reselling events where I'm sure I could podcast. But that's the thing. I don't like doing... I don't know. I used to love doing interview podcasts, but now it's just like... I'd rather just do it myself. If you want to sit in on it and just bullshit with me, that's fine. But I'm not going to ask you questions about yourself. Isn't it funny how your podcast ideals change? Been doing it long enough. Anyway, all right. That's the podcast. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys at some point in the near future.